Okay, alright, and there. Okay, I think we're good. Alright. Hey, guys! Fuck! So we're here again, talking about more Smash Brothers costumes. I like doing it and it's fun, yada yada yada. Last time we did this was the Fire Emblem video, like 3 months ago, oops. And I got a lot of lore clarifications and complaints, but for now I'm going to leave the alts as is. That's 8 characters to go over and I'm still pretty burned out, I'm not gonna lie. One of the reasons this took so long. But, you know, enough yapping. Let's move from these anime boys to a newer, greater anime boy. An anime Disney boy. Honestly, Sora's alts are really good, especially for the time they were released at. We haven't gotten a new game since his inclusion in Smash, but we have gotten what he'll be looking like in his next game. I'll keep his anime proportions in face though. No realism in my Smash Brothers. Now, which to cut? Yeah, you know what I'm cutting already. I'm already not huge on his Dream Drop design, so this gives me a good excuse to just straight up bump it off. I was also initially going to give him a set of ZR ults where he uses different forms and keyblades and stuff, but it just turned out to be too much and too cluttered. Shame. Anyway, Alt 1 is Sora as he appears in Kingdom Hearts 1, and Chain of Memories, and 358 Days Over 2, and how Data Sora shows up encoded, so yeah, I don't think anything else was ever going to be his default. This design was actually intended to resemble the color palette of Mickey Mouse, with the red shorts, the black jacket, the white gloves, and especially the big banana shoes. His shoes and hands are very, very big and it bothers me. Alt 2 is Sora as he appears in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think this is probably my favorite Sora design, with the greater amount of black still being balanced out with Sora's red-ass red, but he's definitely not my favorite to draw. Those straps and belts drive me crazy. Alt 3 is Sora as he appears in Kingdom Hearts 3. He's really cool. Plaid was a big theme that year for the Kingdom Hearts crew, and Sora did not get away unscathed. Alt 4 is Sora as he's going to appear in KH4, presumably. Assuming nothing changes, which happens sometimes in Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, he's rocking a new button-up, a classy jacket, and no gloves, which really helps to emphasize how fucking massive his hands are. Jesus. Alt 5, what the fuck? What's this doing here? Get out! We already did your video! Leave! Jesus! Ugh. Alt 5 is Sora as he appears in Valor form in KH2. This form is unlocked by merging with Goofy, and Sora trades his magical ability for Goofy's strength and physical capabilities. Alt 6 is Sora as he appears in Wisdom form in KH2. With the good old Donald Duck in the party, Sora can merge with him, which does the opposite of Valor form, a higher magic at the cost of losing all his physical attacks. Valor form and Wisdom form represent Sora's main 2 party members, Goofy and Donald Duck. A good way to incorporate the 2 of them without literally having the duck and dog duo in Smash. It's cute, which is why I kept these 2 over the other forms. I did make the Wisdom form a lot more accurate to Kingdom Hearts 2 proper though, since it's based on DDD Sora in Smash for some reason. Along with Valor and Wisdom in Kingdom Hearts, there's also Master, which absorbs both your party members, and Final, which does that but cooler! Which means that, yes, Sora has a full suite of Super Saiyan transformations. I didn't add all of those though, since I wanted room to reference at least 1 or 2 other things. Lastly, there's Limit form, which I didn't use due to its closeness to the KH1 design, but I did think about making it a ZR ult, along with KH3's second form. Ultimately, I did decide against it, but here, a little something extra, just for you. Happy birthday, John. Anyway, Alt 7 is Ultima form from KH3. Smash went with this over Final, and I definitely see why. The zebra pants just make it way more distinct. Also, Ultima form in Kingdom Hearts 3 is really fun. For Alt 8, we have Rage Form Sora, sort of a panic button in KH3 that gives you more powerful abilities than a heal in exchange for having to wait out a timer and being locked out of most of your abilities. Edgy. These two actually represent light and darkness in Kingdom Hearts respectively, which is a big aspect within the series. So I think having these two along with Valor and Wisdom really does just represent the full suite of Sora's abilities, at least in terms of his ults. And for his classic ult, I went the same route as Smash and just made it his appearance from Timeless River. Despite premiering in Kingdom Hearts 2, this Sora is specifically designed to look like he's from the 1930s, by combining elements from those classic Disney cartoons like his simpler gloves and shoes, and elements from early anime at the time, like the original Astro Boy, which you can particularly see in his face. And that's Sora! Not many changes this go around, but hey, they can't all be Sonics or Pokemon trainers. Either way, I like this set of ults a lot, and I think it gives Sora a bit of a wider berth next to his history and character. Next up is the bounty hunter with a penchant for dragon slaying. It's... You know how back in the Fire Emblem video I said Corrin was one of the two characters I thought straight up shouldn't be in Smash? Zero Suit Samus is the second of those characters. I love Metroid, and I'm glad it has a decent amount of love in Smash, but god, ZSS is not it. Her one playable appearance in the Metroid series, that doesn't count, is a small stealth section at the end of Zero Mission, which means she has exactly one move that's actually inspired by anything she does. Not to mention the fact that this ult being in Smash is a lot of the reason that this specific design for Samus was so accentuated later on. Up until Zero Mission, we had a different design for Samus out of the suit at the end of each game. Whether or not these are good is another thing entirely, but now we're just stuck with the same dumb blue skin tight suit. And I don't like it. I don't know. She's just boring. Actually, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to do this one. Give me 1 sec. Let me know in a few minutes when you're done, Sav. Okay, bye.
Okay. Zero Suit Samus's ults aren't bad, but they're all just boring ass recolors of this design from Other M, which sucks. She's too much of an icon to have her look taken from the worst game in Metroid. So, let's bring her up to date and give her more than just recolors. Alt 1 is Zero Suit Samus. Using her look from Metroid, Samus Returns. SR actually has some of the coolest and most interesting designs for all the characters. With the massive pauldrons on Samus's default, to this cool Cyber Ridley. That one's probably going to be an alt in the future. And finally, this strong athletic design for Samus when she's all blue. Alt 2 is a recolor based on the classic Justin Bailey Samus from a cheat code in the original Metroid. The actual pattern is based on how it appeared in Samus Returns though. Unfortunately, Other M is still a part of the Metroid series. But fortunately, it's actually had some awesome character designs when it wanted to. So Alt 3 is based on Samus's appearance during her time in the Federation with a green button-up, gray patterned tights, and boots. Alt 4 is a full remodel of her hair and suit to reflect how she looks in things like Zero Mission and Metroid Prime 2. A bit of a more traditional Zero suit, but a good one nonetheless. Alt 5 is the first of her end-of-game bikini alts, with this black one from Super Metroid showing off in a sports bra and a set of bikini bottoms. Like SpongeBob. She also has her hair down, which I'm a pretty big fan of. Alt 6 is based on her ending outfit from the end of Metroid. This is like the only one that looks just like the variation from Smash itself, because it's one of the few with like an actual origin. This also tends to be a favorite with Smash fans. Wonder why? Alt 7 is based on the ending screen of Metroid Fusion. Unlike in Smash, this one also has her hair down. We all know how I feel about her hair being down.
Cold at night, when you came into my troublesome life, and it seemed as though...
In order to better reflect how she looks in-game, she rocks it. Alt 8 is the final of her regular alts, an all-white jumpsuit with no sleeves. This is actually a reference to an ending screen in Metroid Fusion's Japanese version, where you can see that this is Samus' outfit during her training under the Chozo. And for her classic alt, we have one of her first looks ever! Her look at the end of Metroid NES after beating the game in a little under 3 hours. Connor went with this look over the bikini because he's a fucking coward. Either way, it's the one we're stuck with, and I have to admit it looks... it looks. That's Zero Suit Samus. I wish Samus had Zero Suit. Anyway, Connor's happy with this, and I think I am too. It's a good set for one of the best characters in gaming. She has a lot more variety and a lot better set of references. Anyway, I'm bored. I'm gonna go not play Metroid. I've never touched those games. I'm gonna go play Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, okay. Next up, it's the Boar Unmoored, the great king of evil, the man behind Hyrule's unyielding terror! So, Little Mac, honestly a pretty amazing set of alts, but unfortunately it was better in Smash 4. See, in Smash 4, Little Mac was the only character in the game with a full set of 16 alts. 8 for regular Mac, so 2 costumes that aren't featured in Ultimate, and 8 for wireframe Mac that were the same as regular Macs. Honestly, I think if you were to pare it down to just 8 alts, this was probably the best it was going to go. Fortunately, I have a little mechanic that allows characters to have 16 skins, RZR alts. So bam, Mac has his wireframes again. But that's not all I want to do for Mac. This alt right here is based on Mac's look in Super Punch-Out, which gave me the idea to work him in as a full alternate skin. But due to just how different he really is, a lot of people think this just isn't Mac, and I can't help but agree. He's blonde and is white, that's not Mac. But while looking around, I did find one name I think fits him. From now on, I hereby decree thee, Peter Pop!
That's an awful idea. I hate the design for Little Mac. He's an ugly bastard and he deserves to die. So no, we're not gonna be doing that.
Actually, I did the art already.
Fine. We'll have to make do. Alt 1 is Little Mac as he appears in the first minor circuit in Punch-Out Wii. This is the version of Mac used in all promotional materials and as the default in Smash proper, so it makes sense. Oh, fun fact from Connor, the wireframe alts for Mac actually use cell shading rather than the real-time shading that Smash typically has. Alt 2 is Little Mac in his famous pink hoodie used in training sequences in both Punch-Out on the NES and Punch-Out on the Wii. He's my personal favorite Mac design, and if Connor didn't put him in, I probably would have killed him in real life. Also, Connor kept his hoodie the green shade from Smash. This is technically a Smash original, but it still looks good, so Connor kept it. Alt 3 is Little Mac in a dark blue tank top and with light blue shorts. This is his design from the major circuit, also on Punch-Out Wii. Connor also threw on his champion's belt seen in the end circuits of Punch-Out, and on his victory screen in the Ultimate itself. Since he's already been through a circuit, it makes natural sense for him to show off a little. Alt 4 is similar to the last one, but with white and blue striped shorts and red gloves. This is a design from the World Circuit in Punch-Out Wii, where he wears this in the final circuit of the game. Alt 5 is who Connor has dubbed Peter Punch, Little Mac's design from Super Punch-Out. Most of his designs are self-explanatory, but we did have to reference this design's appearance in Final Fight for the color of his shoes, as well as the Mac design on his shorts. Alt 6 is Peter Punch's hoodie form, even if he doesn't usually have one. Instead, these colors were pulled from the Player 2 in Punch-Out Wii's Versus mode. It makes sense considering Peter Punch plays second fiddle. Alt 7 is Peter Punch, but with a yellow tank top, yellow boxing gloves, and red striped shorts. These colors are Mac's designs from Punch-Out Wii's Title Defense mode. This is also the mode that Donkey Kong appears in. Alt 8 is the final Peter Punch alt. With a set of white shorts and white boxing gloves, the color of Mac's clothes after winning a fight in Punch-Out on the NES, Peter's white wraps turn black in this alt, just to contrast with the white a little more. And finally, Alt 9 is Mac as he appeared in Punch-Out on the arcade. The same place Wireframe Mac comes from. Except he's fucking ugly now. This guy isn't Mac either. This is Samuel Strike. Sammy's the worst. His hair is awful, his face weirds me out, and I hate him a lot. But there weren't really any other offers for Mac's classic look, so he'll do. And that's Little Mac done and over with. His alts were very good before, especially in Smash 4, but I wouldn't know. Connor still hasn't set up his Wii U. Anyway, now that we're done with Mac, that's the end of the video. I just want to say I really appreciate
Fucking hell. Too many pests today. I need you all to leave. Now!
Stupid motherfucker. I hate that
son of a
fucking ugly
bitch.
bitch. Stupid.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, anyway, that's the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like and subscribe or whatever. Jesus Christ.